All right, guys. Welcome to a Monday morning Q&A, first of many. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my usual intro. We're yet to decide whether we're going to keep these on the channel for the public, but there's always some very, very good value inside here. So with that being said, if you are watching this live or watching this on recording, sorry, feel free to attend live. We have a new webinar structure this year going forward from pretty much, let's call it February now already, where the Q&A webinars are going to be at 9 o'clock on Monday morning for every single person to attend live if you want to. If not, and you like to watch them on record, feel free to obviously subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and you will be updated whenever they're posted. And it is that simple. New updates, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share my screen before we have a really good topic to get stuck into today. I'll share my screen and just go through this with people that haven't seen it this morning. This is a very, very new update for everyone here at Pinnacle. Basically, it's a new dawn. I'm just going to go through this because it's quite important and it will just obviously set the tone for coaching for the rest of 2024 and beyond. So basically, guys, new webinar schedule, which is found in the calendar section. All of you guys have obviously found the links. The links will just be, as from what I can gather, they'll just be exactly the same. And that's pretty much that. You don't need to go anywhere new, and it is that simple. We're always monitoring the attendance of these slots. As you guys know, I mean, you guys regularly attend as well. To get the most out of your coaching, please ensure that you attend these wherever you can. And basically, we need to open up new schedule slots. We need to have this attendance obviously maxed first. We want to see a lot more people attending before we add in more slots. So that's good. Webinar recordings in the classroom will still be uploaded as always. Leverage Fridays. So Fridays are now, Leverage Fridays are now live, which is good. And with that being said, Leverage Fridays, they are only for leverage folk. They are only for leverage folk. Nate, my man, good to see you, bro. First webinar, he's at it Monday morning, bro. Good to see you, brother. Basically, Leverage Fridays just for leverage people, as we've been ramping up to this over the last couple of months. Basically, what we're now going to include is this. We tried this last week, and it looks like this is going to be a massive hit, guys. And basically, giving you individual action items tailored to your business inside the chat inside that webinar. So on Fridays at 9 a.m., you'll be having individual action items that will be enabling you to be not just kept accountable by me, but they will be seen by everybody else in there. So it's a great group that we have in there. We want to obviously hold each other accountable to attacking and achieving the goals, right? And it's that simple, chasing multiple six figures. And that is that. There is a new onboarding. There is a new onboarding video training in the stage in the classroom. Check that out. 2 have been removed. We're no longer doing the start of week check-ins and the end of week check-ins, guys. You can, if you want to continue do these start of week and end of week check-ins, you can just send them to me, and I have received a few today. So with that being said, you can do that. If not, watch the new training videos if you want to in there. There's one on the calendar and the new schedule, but then business growth starts from within. It's a good new addition to the onboarding stage. Nate, this is something that obviously for you, bro, will attend or attack pretty quickly. Feel free to update me, Nate, as well, mate, if you want to, on school, just in DMs with where you're up to since Friday. New social media mastery classroom stage is live. That's been added in there. We've now got that volume training that we talked about. Who here has watched that volume training? I know Tan has. Have you watched it, Si, the new volume training in the sales stage? Yes. Cass as well. I don't know whether you've watched it, but this is really important. Not that you suffer with volume at all, to be honest with you, but there's some new training there. New classroom content. There's a new stage called Automate Your Business, and my focus this year is, it's broadening the depth of Strike and Pinnacle in the latter stages. So when people get to leverage and they're hiring staff, they're managing teams of trainers, you're going into multiple locations. There's more stuff beyond that, and we're putting that into new content. So there's going to be a new stage, or there is a new stage now, just recording content. So stay tuned for that one. And also new coaches. We're now next. Our focus is going to begin to focus towards recruiting new Pinnacle coaches, and we're going to start that this week. If you want to chuck an application for that in, you can, as long as you're a leverage trainer. That's the only sort of requirement, as it were, to become a Pinnacle coach with us. And basically, guys, if you're a leverage trainer and if you want to add a lucrative position and a very lucrative passive income stream into your life, like basically apply for it. And that's pretty much all for now. So those are all of the updates, guys. with that being said, Q&A topic today, not really a topic that we're going to spend the whole webinar on, but Cassie, before we went live, Cassie, can you just go over what you mentioned here, and we're gonna get into this one. This is a very, very good topic for a Q&A session to start the week off with.
Yeah, so I had a client sign up to Silver literally just last Friday, and she emailed me yesterday. So we haven't even done an onboarding session, but she's emailed me saying she's worried about the cost. Is it too late to cancel? So she's signed the contract, right? But we just haven't done the onboarding. So she's watched the motivational Kickstarter video. So yeah, I was just saying, like, is it even worth it to drop it down to bronze, or kind of just let her go?
So this is a really, really good topic, and it's a very detailed topic as well. I'm going to take multiple angles on this one and go into my usual ramble spiel of lots of value for you guys. Now, first and foremost, it's completely up to you who you choose to work with and who you don't. So know that, recognize that from the start, right? If someone signs the agreement with you, like depending on what you've got inside your agreements, if you've kept to RTs and Cs or if you've tweaked them, like there's normally, like we always say, there's a 2-week calling off period, right? And this 2-week calling off period enables you to obviously give people a second chance, or for this person, for this individual's example, their first chance. It's to actually give them a start, right? To give them a start. Now, you can drop sell them down instantaneously to a bronze package. If you wanted to do that, you can do that. However, this is where I'm going to start going into different tangents here. First and foremost, bronzes, I do not recommend. I do not recommend. And for Ray, hopefully you're well. You still in Perth? Or are you on your way back? You're still in Perth. Hopefully you're having a great time. Look, I do not recommend bronzes. And just for context here, because we've got Nate who's jumped on board with us in that last week. So we here, brother, you'll see this when we go through content with the face-to-face stuff after we go through the logistics that we're doing in the back end with you, bro. We got gold, silver, and bronze packages. However, bronze is always a verbal drop sell. The reason why we don't sell people bronze, or we don't put, when building packages, 3 different prices on the same page, is because people are automatically going to gravitate to the cheapest option. Does that make sense, Si? You're the only person I can see. I think it makes sense, right? So look, basically, do we drop sell them to bronze? This is the first tangent that I'm going to go off on. You can drop people to bronzes and you can drop them to 1 session a week if you want. However, the least amount that people pay means you're going to get lower levels of investment from them. This can then be, second tangent, related into if you are charging. Now, I had a girl message me over the weekend, and I was checking my messages this morning. We had some back and forth. I think I actually saw a post that she put up after some back and forth, and it was about her pricing and her availability. She had a price point of £15. So for the UK folk here, Si, me and you will know the equivalent of that in AUD is $30, let's call it, for half an hour, and £20, I think it was £20 for an hour, right? Or 25, so 15 and 25, which is about $50 roughly per hour. Bearing in mind here at Pinnacle, all of our guys that are working with us here will charge between $120 and $300 an hour, right? Now, I asked this girl what she offered in terms of value, right? And she didn't really offer very much. She didn't offer very much in terms of value. And I asked her straight away, would you be intrigued on finding out how to improve your prices? The answer is yes, and I'll probably give her some advice on that. However, this person, as an example, is going to attract, whether she likes it or not, right? Because that price point as well has been set by her mindset, right? It's her mindset, and for a reason she's chosen to set the price as that price. She will attract, and she isn't really aware of it at the moment, lower quality clientele. The lower amount that you pay, the least amount you're invested. And it goes that this is across the board in anything in life, guys. It literally is that simple. So if you want to, going back to Cassie, drop sell your client from a silver, all right, to a bronze, and your silver is, so an hour, what's it, 130, Cass? Is that right? Or what's your price point at?
139.
139 per hour, right? So half of that, your bronze is what?
70.
Oh, the bronze is 70.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because 2 sevens equals 140. Yeah, it's Monday morning, right? So, right. You can drop sell her to a bronze. However, instantaneously, they're going to be lower levels of dedication associated with that client in the program. It then comes down to, again, relaying by like what I said at the start. Do you want that client? Do you want her? Now, obviously, Cassie, you're in a very unique position. Unique position, which is you need everything other than sessions in your business at the moment. You need trainers. That's what we need. We need trainers. We don't need any more growth. We're basically banging our head off a very fully booked ceiling. So you can make a decision here to get rid of that client if you want to. All right. Next tangent. I was speaking with Tarkin, of which you guys know in WA. Speaking to Tarkin this morning, and I was giving Tarkin some feedback because he said he wanted to completely remove bronzes, right? To completely remove bronzes. Now, to give you guys some context, and Nate, obviously, this is the team here, some of the team. Welcome, Nate. Everyone give him a wave. He's jumped on board last week. You'll see a lot of you guys throughout the weeks. Tarkin is, just to give you an idea, bro, this guy does well in his business. He's about $7,000 to $8,000 weeks at the moment, right? So Tarkin was telling me that he wanted to completely get rid of his bronzes, and I agreed with him, right? The reason why he wanted to get rid of the bronzes, and this is, again, another tangent, but this is what you can expect, Cassie and everyone else, at scale. So when you get to 8K weeks and you're doing nearly $500,000 in revenue or 400K per year in revenue, bronzes, when your focus is working in the business still, so Tarkin still works in his business a little bit, they will become the bane of your existence. Because the concept being the lower people pay, the lower they pay, the less they are engaged. The lower they pay, the lower they pay attention. And it's that simple. Therefore, Tarkin's answer is to completely remove 1 session a week. And this is what a bronze is. So just for you, Nate, gold's 3 sessions a week, silver's 2, bronze is 1. And we verbally drop sell to bronze. We don't actually offer 1 session a week. But we'll go through that when we look at packaging at some point, bro, right? So look, with that being said, you can remove them, right? And that's what Tarkin's going to do. However, another tangent. Last week, I was speaking with Harrison. So Harrison's a client who's come on board in the Gold Coast, just had his first really big peak of sessions. I think he added 15 sessions or 20 sessions over the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's come up with a concept, and this is what you might like, Cassie, where his bronze, right? He doesn't call a bronze. He calls it a, what does he call it? I think he calls it a, is it like a Kickstarter pack? So he calls it a Kickstarter pack, right? And his Kickstarter pack is $99 a week. So the lowest price point, and this is the alternative that you could put in, Cass. You could either, number one, do a Tarkin and remove them. I think Tarkin may even entertain the Kickstart packs though as well, because it's a bronze, but you do slightly longer session with them so they can justify it. But they're paying a little bit more, which means that they're that little bit more invested, right? But you could remove them to Cass. You could do like a Tarkin, or you could go in with a Kickstarter pack. Now, a Kickstarter pack, $100 a week, is a bronze. You give them a 45-minute session. If you wanted to, you could do a half-an-hour session. You could do a half-an-hour session if you wanted to for $100. But the main thing here is that these guys are more invested at the lower package that you offer. Does that make sense, guys? Hopefully it makes sense. So, Cass, is there questions on that so far? I've given you like a few different alternatives. Hey, Dan, hopefully you're well. I'll get to your voice message at some point, bro. You literally just missed me last Friday, bro. Cass, any feedback on that with the different alternatives with your bronzes?
Yeah, I reckon I might even try that Kickstarter pack. And then I might start drop selling to that, because at the end of the day, like I'm not too fussed if they don't sign up.
100%. And that's not a bad thing or a horrible thing as well, right? It's like when you're at that level where you're at, where you are desperate for leverage and looking for a trainer as our main focus, what we don't want to do is just find ways to get people to come on board. Think about it. Here's something else just on that as well, guys. Whenever you're drop selling people, right? Whenever you're drop selling, be weary of how you're positioning it and how you're voicing it as well. Because when you're voicing it and it looks like a pushed sell or a pushed drop, like the general public, and we speak about this a lot, whether they're in sales or not, depending on what their career is, these guys know when they're being sold to, right? It's very, very simple. People recognize when they're being sold to, and we just want to make sure that you're actually giving them the best solution to their problem that they have, but not forcing it upon them. And it literally is that simple. However, my honest feedback is I would not offer bronzes. Definitely don't offer fortnightlies. So, I mean, and this is the sort of stuff that, I mean, Tarkin told me as well. He said, like, I do not offer that anymore because he said, Simon, I'm having lots of issues with these fortnightly people. They're not achieving results. And I said, well, Tarks, that's why it's not in the program. Right. Commonly what people will do is that if people say, can I do a session once a month? Right. Or can I do a session once a fortnight? Guys, I don't even need to ask you. None of us here are expecting to get results if you train once a month. Right. It's pathetic. At the end of the day, there's no point. Right. Even if they're training on their own, what they're not getting from you enough is enough accountability, enough touch bases with you throughout the month. It's pointless. The best thing you can do at that point is lead them the other way and say, there's other guys that will do this, there's other trainers that will take this $70 a month from you. It's not us. When you're ready to level up, and if you want to dedicate yourself fully to your fitness journey, when it suits your budget, the arms are always open, guys, right? The arms are always open. Like, again, not going on another tangent, but when you tell people what they really need to hear and just being honest and open, this one session a month is going to get you fucking nowhere, guys. Right? You're not seeing me enough. We don't offer it, but come back to me when your budget can accommodate it. They'll go, do you know what? Dan's a fucking good guy. That's what they'll say. They'll say, this guy, I actually like this guy. Ironically, they'll probably turn around to you next week and say, can I do a gold? Right. And that's what a lot of the time will happen. It's like these people that want once a month. We've seen this with people in the UK a lot because in the UK, people, they're a little bit harder to part ways with their cash when it comes to their health and fitness. But some people, when being told professionally and politely, but to the point, they'll respect it and they'll actually come back and say, look, let's go for a silver. Let's go for a gold. But yeah, definitely try. And my advice would be to anyone here, if you're doing gold, silvers, and bronze, or golds and silvers, the bronze for everyone here, because all you guys are part of the program, it is a verbal drop sell to bronze. You never ever display pricing for multiple packages on one slide on your iPad. Never do that. If you're going through your presentation like we like to do, always digitally done, right? iPad. You got it here if you've got an iPad, right? Otherwise, you can use a laptop. You can use paper copies, laminate everything until you're in a position to get an iPad. If you're a new client looking for boosting your cash flow first, show them if you've got gold at 210, silver at 140, and bronze at 75. What one are you instantaneously drawn to if you're purchasing something? It's the 75. Everyone's subconscious is wired to the cheapest deal, wired to it. So what I guarantee you won't do is you will not sell gold. So it's always a verbal drop sell to bronze. Questions, Cass, on that? Any questions?
Yep.
Cool. Shoot. If you have a question.
So my contract is a 12-week minimum term.
Yeah.
So now that she's signed the contract,
Yeah.
I just actually looked in the contract. There's no like calling off period in there. I don't remember seeing that or ever taking that out. That's weird.
Yeah.
Do I say, look, like you've signed the contract, now you're locked in for 12 weeks? Do I be that person, or do I just let her go because just try and drop sell her? If she doesn't want to drop sell, do I just let her go? Do I mention that she signed a contract and she read that it was a 12-week minimum term and she still agreed to it?
This is where we're going to take the deep tangent, right? The deep tangent, right? Before I do, Sai, raise your hand. You get in before me, Sai.
Probably wouldn't play hardball for the whole 12 weeks, but to do her a favor, I would reduce it to like a 4-week minimum commitment, still get some buy-in, but it also depends on whether you need the money or not.
No, don't need the money, but you know, I'm here to help people. So she came to me because she needed help.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is this. You can look at the end of the day, we're entrepreneurs. We can do whatever we want. There has to be principle involved. If people sign agreements, right? Principle, and it's that simple. However, you've also got personal brand and reputation, right? If you force people to go through with something right at the beginning, right? Right at the beginning, I'm telling you right now, guys, forcing people through something is not something that will be taken on board and received well. It won't be, especially when they haven't started. Tane, bro, hopefully you're well, my man. Like, if they haven't come on board, started absorbing your value, they haven't done any of that. Cooling offs are there for a reason, and most people would expect leniency with this. If you look at the cancellation forms, I'm pretty sure cancellation forms are templates all you guys have access to. There's a 14-day calling off. You can do what you want, right? However, at the same time, it's one of these ones with principle, yeah. But again, relaying back to what you're saying, Cassie, if you don't need the money, then you can just let it go. However, there's so many ways you could go. You could cut the contract in half. You could drop sell her and cut the contract in half. You could just drop sell her, highlight that there's a 12-week minimum and that she signed that. Let's get you, and it's not like we need to follow through the contract. It's let's get you moving, right? She's watched the motivational Kickstarter video. Guys, for you, this is, I talked to Cassie about this morning. Motivational Kickstarter video, basically, guys, what we do here at Pinnacle is we have a video of which you present to your people that come on board with you within the first 12 hours. Like, or ideally they sign your direct debit form, you give them the motivational Kickstarter. It primes them for growth mentally. And it says that you're going to go through tough times. You're going to feel like you're going to want to quit. Well, ironically, she's already freaking hit that less than 24 hours after signing up. If you don't have a motivational Kickstarter video in your business, guys, you're lacking in that area, and you'll find that a lot of these scenarios, people wanting to quit before they begin, they will vanish because of your motivational Kickstarter video. Again, Nate, my man, like all this shit's ahead of us, bro. You've got plenty of time ahead of you. So there's that. I wanted to take it to a deep level here, a deeper level, right? And Tanya, I'm fucking really glad you're here for this, bro, because this is some value you'll love. I was speaking with Tarkin again about this morning, where Tarkin came to me about this exact situation, right? And this situation is like, it's what you're going to face when you go in deep with a business and you go to that sort of multiple sixes. At the end of the day, Cass, like in short, it's whether or not you want to even entertain it, but whether or not you offer it in the first place, right? It's hard for me to put into words like the depth of what I've got to with Tarkin, sorry, about this. Like, you basically, if your mindset is focused on this, right, it is taking away, would I be right in saying, it's taken away from focusing on something else? Cass.
Yeah.
The point I tried to make this morning, and I might have even did I relay this to you as well, Tony? I don't even know if I did. I don't know if you heard both my messages this morning. I came back with another Voxer for you, bro, about this. When you're at that level of business, I mean, that level is a good level, right? So again, it's multiple six figures. If you're worrying and your mindset is being consumed, and Cassie, this is perfect to prime you for where we're going with leverage. If your mindset's being consumed by bronze level packages that are I say, it's not nice to say this, but if they're whinging about quitting before they begin, all this sort of stuff, it's going to mentally frustrate you. It's going to drain you. And what it's going to do is take you away from the growth of your business. And it's that simple. So what you want to do is make a decision right now whether or not you want to entertain the likelihood or the possibility, and the possibility is that it's going to be quite likely you're going to hit people like this if you offer that service, which will then frustrate you, right? So going on from there, it's how do you remove that? How do you not even deal with that? And that's the systems that we're building with the more advanced guys. How you don't even deal with cancellations, you don't deal with time holds, you don't deal with people wanting to quit, you deal with none of it. because you do not have the mental capacity to deal with that. And this is really good energy for just all of you guys that aren't at leverage, to prime you for like what comes in the future. Like at the moment, if you are the only operator in your business, you currently own a job, right? And it sounds horrible, but it's the truth. If Nate goes for a session today, rips his pec clean off the bone, he's not going to be able to freaking lift weights for a while. Probably not going to be able to train people for a while. If we have leverage, we have staff that can take those sessions, right? So when you have those staff, what do you then elevate yourself towards? A position towards management, overseeing things, ideally not dealing with all of that sort of stuff. The I want to quit before I began people. And that's the polite way to put it, right? Because you're going to get them. So yeah, it's one of those, Cass. Just recognize, I think is what I'm trying to say here, that when we focus on not having when we don't have a solution for situations like this, it is taking you away from doing the more important things in your business. And that's what I was saying to Tane this morning, who's here, is, bro, just go all in with focusing on what you have done over the last week in your business, adding $600 to the business reoccurringly last week alone. Wasn't it last week or the week before, bro? Is it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 12 sessions, so like 40 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 sessions worth to the business. So yeah, this is what I was saying to Tane as well. So you're going to look at structurally now in your business. There's a lot more still to come. You've got to look at getting yourself away from dealing with those situations. Getting yourself, again, it's like I always say to people here, hey, Jack, hopefully you're well. Elon Musk doesn't drive every one of his Teslas, and Richard Branson doesn't fly every one of his Virgin planes. He can't. He doesn't even deal with the fucking passengers, let alone get in the freaking thing, get in the plane and be the pilot. This is, again, really, really good. Got a good little bunch here, like, of you guys, where a lot of you guys go in leverage, right? Just think about removing, like, well, I hate dealing with this sort of shit. Exactly. So how do we remove it? How do we remove it? And that's what we're focusing on this year with a lot of the high level guys. They're doing the multiple sixes. So yeah, again, does that help, Cass, with the mindset and just prime you to like want to get away from dealing with it a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's what I'm tossing up between. Do I even offer, or do I just, because I don't need it, do I not even bother and just go for the more high level?
100%. Like, and guys, you're going to attract what you put out, right? So when you're pricing products, the price point's everything. But you don't want to go out there and price yourself at $1 million for 10 seconds, right? You can't do that. So you've got to get it balanced right, but you will attract the quality of clientele based on how your package is built, the value that's stacked, and the price point, more importantly. And that's obviously what we do very, very early on in the journeys here. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And then eventually dealing with the drop-offs and stuff like that, just priming for leverage. And it's healthy because Nate's here, who's going in that direction fast. It's like that. I don't even want you dealing with that shit. Do you know what I mean? It's a drainer. We don't want you dealing with that. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Any questions from anyone on that to do with anything? Otherwise, we'll go into a new topic, but it's pretty self-explanatory. But I don't want you guys having to deal with lower level. I say lower level clientele. It's not nice to say that, but no one likes draining clients, right? So we set the bar high. You don't therefore deal with them. That's it. So yeah. Any questions? No? Good. Okay. Any questions, new conversations about anything? Otherwise, I'm going to put Tanya on strike. So I've got a question for Tanya. Cool. Tanya, are you ready for this week, darling? Are you ready for a big week ahead?
Yes, I am. I'm taking a day off today because it's a public holiday. So.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. Very, very good. With the leverage webinar that we had last week, did you like the structure?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Good. Okay. I think the main thing for us, like we've mentioned, is to chase the volume now, go after it, because we have everything there. We have availability that needs to be filled. The good thing is that there is obviously accountability now, even more so, I should say, to do that. Yeah, to doing that stuff. So yeah, have you got how many consults you got booked in for the week? Have you got enough booked in?
I've got 8. I'm missing 4 more consults.
Okay.
So I'll do some calls today as well.
Bank holidays are a good time. Bank holidays are a good time for calls, so hopefully you can get some more pickups.
Yep.
And that'll be good. All right, cool. With that being said, what have we got here? So, can I get access to time management and leverage? Of course, brother. Do you not have access to that already? No? Of course. Can you just message me that on school? I'll get
Yep.
that done for you, bro. And that's that. Nath, my man, good morning. Hopefully you're well. All right, we're going to turn this into a bit of a Q&A about anything, sort of anything at all. If anyone has questions, just put your hand up. But I'm going to ask next, Dan the man. How did you go with your calls, brother? And how did you get on?
Yeah, it went well. It was a
No.
little bit shaky at the start.
That's going to happen.
I feel like that's natural. I got three booked in.
That's solid, brother. It's a great start. It's
Yeah.
a great start. That's what we want.
A lot of people didn't respond.
To answer the phones.
Yeah, that was just phone calls.
Yeah.
Thinking about just texting those people today.
So this is what we normally do, bro. I recommend when you make calls, I recommend calling twice, then text, but I don't recommend cold texting as well.
Yeah.
I just try calling twice. Now, again, you called Friday, right? It was
That
on
was Friday. Yeah.
bank holiday. Give them another call. Like try like if you're in the gym this evening, try the evening. The hot times for calls, we always say Friday afternoon, early evening, and then Saturday daytime. You ideally, guys, as well, just like more tips, like you just want to make sure you're always booking everything in advance so that you walk into the week like Tanya, who can enjoy a week holiday today, top up a few consults more, and she's then got 12 consults booked. It's good volume. I just hit the calls again today, bro. Just hit it. Like you can try different times of the day, different areas of Australia, different countries, wherever you are in the world, you get different response rates at different times. If the phones are hot, keep calling. If they're not, put the phone down. That's what I reckon.
So would you say call twice today, or would you say that
I'd just say
call on Friday
one.
counts as one?
Friday counts as one because you've already
Yeah.
made a touch base. And then what you would do, I would say, is you just send them a text message, and I would just say, "Hey, it's Dan from Jets. Tried reaching out to you last week and today, basically just to make sure that the staff highlighted your free XYZ you wanted to call." And then a lot of people will be like, "No, they haven't." You might snag the response from them then, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Is there inside the training? Is there? I don't know. I don't think there's a text script in there inside the training.
There is. Yeah.
There is. Okay, use it. If there is, use that one. That's the one.
Will do.
And just hammer them out, bro. Hammer them out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And good stuff. No worries as well, Nate. No worries. See you soon. Ray, how's everything going in Perth? Hot?
Yeah, no, it's going good, thank you. So all last week is all done. My daughter's been married, and now I've just got this week where we head down to Margaret River for a bit. But I was just going to touch base with you. I'll message all my clients this week,
Yes.
just to and the consults that I have, like that I've given homework to. I'll just quickly send them a message today, just to touch base, see how they're going, like as a casual message. And I'm going to make calls on just finish up the calls that I had left from my my hamper list.
Nice. Perfect. I love it. Well done. Excellent. If you need anything from me, just let me know.
Yeah, and also too, I put down to unlock that social media content, but it hasn't been unlocked yet. That's all.
I've got like 15. I think there's like 15 messages or 15 people.
Oh, okay.
I think it's there. Let me just double check.
I didn't message you it. I just sort of mentioned on the post.
Oh, okay. Can you just message
Yep. Okay.
me and I'll get that done. Yeah.
Yep. Too easy.
Awesome. Guys, with that being said, goals. I want to talk goals for the week. I want to turn these Q&As into a bit more interactive and especially motivational for people that are watching, especially because everyone that normally attends these as well, even though these do get posted on our YouTube channel, there's a few people that always like to watch them. Goals for the week. Does anyone want to share what their goal is for the week or anything to do with what they're active or what their activity is going to be consumed by this week? Otherwise, Dan, go for it, bro. Shoot.
Yeah, I'd like to get one client at least.
I think it's perfect.
That would be a great goal.
Awesome.
Obviously, there's some goals leading up to that, of like really dialing in the packages that I'm going to offer and getting clear on them. But yeah, that would be a great goal.
One new client added. Otherwise, guys, type in the chat. If you can't speak, type in the chat what the goal is for this week. Like one client, solid. Just one client growth, solid. Well done. Like it's all we need to do. Move forward. Obviously, we're at the start of our journey. That's big moves. It's moving in the right direction. What else do people have goals wise? Sai, what are you doing this week?
I need to call everyone on my list and try and get bookings. So I'm going to try and get a minimum of 5. And then my other goal is with at least one of the bookings, try and keep it under an hour.
Yeah, yeah, nice. All right, so with that being said, Sai is talking about the duration of his consults, right? Because the duration of his consults. Are these the 2 parts as well that you're doing for the new? Oh no, we didn't run New Year's, so is this just?
I didn't run it.
Okay, perfect. So okay, that's good. Keep it under an hour is good. That's good. That's the goal for everyone. We don't want to be taking consults that drag on too much more. Well, you don't need more than an hour. However, on that note, though, again, just a more side topic value, there is nothing worth rushing when it comes to consults. If you're finding that you're having an amazing time with a prospect, don't rush. Continue to take your time, and you'll be absolutely fine. Dan, question.
Yeah, in the videos you mentioned that you don't call them consults to the
never.
clients.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Because I don't think I heard.
Yeah,
what you refer to them as.
For sure. So obviously this section that you're going through now is designed to make you bank quick. All right.
Yeah.
What we do then is you go, sweet, we're moving. What we're then going to do is we obviously unlock the depth of the content, right? So we call them 2-part result specific Kickstarters.
Okay.
And
cool.
On that, again, anyone that's listening, there is nothing sexy or attractive about the word consult. Consult to the general population means I'm going to sell you something. And it's also it's like the word free PT, like 2 free PT sessions. No thanks. At the end of the day, a lot of people have had a lot of free training from a lot of trainers because a lot of PTs think that free training is the key to signing up a prospect when it's not. As well, just more value, like physical training is not the focus. Personal training is. And a lot of people actually want to receive more personal training these days rather than just physical training. Like physical training is boring at the end of the day. I say it's boring, like it's boring for someone who doesn't know you, like you, or trust you yet. All you're going to be doing is what everyone else has already done with them, which is give them a free session where they're not walking away with anything other than loads of stuff they can then do on their own without needing you. You've given them loads of tips, which is great. However, commonly what happens is people that over deliver don't get too far because you've given them everything that they need in that amazing free session. So it might be a good session. You've given them everything that they need so that they no longer need you. You need to talk to them about where they're at. You need to talk to them about what's in here, what their goals are. And you need to talk about their why, right? Find, as Nathan would always say, the hot button, which is like what you can then use to continue to poke if you want, or prod and hit when you want them to be reminded of why they're really there. Like the pain of them, wanting to drop 20 kilos of body fat. You know what I mean? The pain of being where they are right now. It's really what you need to be doing. So yeah, that's good. Booking an interview with a trainer, well done. It's great goals, excellent stuff as well. I've got some good goals here. I know obviously that Tan has a minimum of she's got 8 consults booked in. Basically, if I was to tell anyone a goal to focus on, is always focus on booking consults in advance so that every single week you have consults that you can show up to and convert so that your business grows. Because everyone likes a growing business. What people don't like is a business that goes backwards. And a lot of coaching organizations out there, they don't have the abundance of organic marketing strategies that will enable us to show you face-to-face trainers how to get 8 to 12 consults booked in every single week. Like every single week. It's really not that hard. And then if you have that volume booked in, this is what this new training on volume is about. So for those of you who turned up a little bit late today, guys, go check out that post inside school. A new dawn is here, and there's a lot of new content. We talk about everything, like in terms of the volume training that's released, new social media training, automating your business, lots of stuff that's coming. And yeah, the volume is basically highlighting that if you have 12 consults booked in, you could probably say 3 of them won't show, but 9 will. And if you've got a 30% conversion rate, then you could probably walk away with 3 conversions, especially if you're going to be offering golds and silvers. Well, 3 people times potentially 3 sessions is 9 sessions added to the business. And that alone is you looking at $400-500 minimum added weekly reoccurring revenue. So volume, I'd say for Dan this week, volume is important. Get after the volume, call people. And then also with you, bro, where we talk about inside, while we're on the content of or topic of content, we'll be putting into action, what's it called? In the club. Prime for growth. So where to be in the club, what to do in the club, who to hang around with in the club, all that stuff will help you hit your volume. Sai.
Just thought of one more goal. The PT manager should be back this week, so I'm going to have a chat with him. So instead of putting up a poster, I want to create one of those massive pull-up banners for the consults on autopilot thing. But I need to figure out where I'm able to put it, because the last thing I want to do is pay $350 to make it, and then they're like, "Oh no, you can't put that up here."
100%. Well, first and foremost, go to Officeworks. They cost $99 made if you get the artwork done and give it to them. So that's what I recommend. Officeworks are pretty good. The turnaround's normally about 2 days, 3 days.
I thought the stand was more expensive than that. Sweet.
They're good, man. That's all done for you, all in. It should be about $100, $120. But you need the art. You can use the graphic designers for that if you want to. Just tell them, you need to tell them the exact sizes, right? And what I would do, so if you want to use them, that's good. But what I would do is, like, you need to make sure that you get the size from Officeworks, because I made these up and they'll give you a very specific size. I think it's 2.24. It's like 2240, and the width is like 884 or something like that. They need to have a specific amount either side for the bleeding of the ink, so that it's not shown and that it's wrapped around the side. There's a couple of little things like that. So just check out with Officeworks the exact sizes. And yeah, that's awesome about the PTM and obviously getting that done. Those things work well, man. I have people in the UK that do very good capitalizing on foot traffic with banners.
Yeah, it's just been really hard to get any marketing done at Good Life in general with all the sort of rule changes and stuff. So there's literally nowhere to put up posters apart from this one area where everyone just sort of walks past and you don't even see it.
Yeah.
So having like a pull-up banner, I want to put it downstairs as you go into the changing rooms. Because there's a massive wall there that's completely underutilized. So I'm hoping if I put it there, it's not going to be in anyone's way, and surely there's not going to be any pushback about me putting it there. I reckon that'll be perfect.
100%. I mean, with that being said as well, for anyone listening, it's like any strategy like this is going to get you exposure, which is bigger and better than everyone else's. So we recommend doing it. However, you are still depending on other people to take action. Right? It's not you who can guarantee that 10 people will walk past that thing and scan a QR code and book in, right? So it's something as an additional marketing strategy that we recommend you have, but not something you depend on. Like I always say, it's the same as wearing apparel. So if you like, a lot of new PTs, they come into the business and what they do, or they come into growing a business as an entrepreneur, and they'll buy loads of business cards. They'll spend thousands of dollars on getting a website. They'll spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on making their own apparel brands, right? Just because you're wearing a hoodie with your name and your number on it does not mean anyone's taking action with it. If you have a business card and hand them out to people or display them anywhere, it doesn't mean people take action with it. And a website is the worst example of something that people say you should get when you start a business. You should never get a website when you start a business, especially as a face-to-face personal trainer, because who's guaranteeing that you're having people flock to that website and then buying stuff from you from there, right? Doesn't work. Like there's so much more stuff that we focus putting your energy and expertise into. That's that. Good stuff though, Si. Well done. And that is that. So what are we at here time-wise? I got another 5 minutes. Questions about anything, guys, to do with anything here. Obviously, otherwise what I might do, I might just go over the new webinar times for people. But questions to do with anything, to do with anything. Okay, cool. So the webinars, just keep your eyes out for the names of the webinars as well. Have been changed. The links should all be the same inside the classroom. So that's that. But with the uploading of the webinars, so if you watch stuff on record occasionally or anything like that, just keep an eye for some changes inside that webinar section where there's like hundreds of the webinars there stored. There'll be some changes there because there's some new topics that we're going to talk about. But your webinars, they go at 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. Australia, all these are Vic times, right? Australian Eastern Standard or Daylight Time. 9 o'clock Monday, 3 o'clock Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Monday 9, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 11, Thursday 3, Friday leverage only at 9. And that's how it works. When the attendance is up and like what we want to see ideally is 10 plus on every single webinar, then we'll open up more slots. But that's it. Until then, there's no need. There's plenty of availability for people to come in and get their questions answered, as we've done today. And that's pretty much that. So any other questions that anyone wants to ask about anything at all? We're good. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to put this on the portal for you guys and on the YouTube channel so everyone can watch. And with that being said, that's it. If you have any problems, any questions, anything to do with anything, message me. I'm still going to be replying to messages today. I have a backlog from the weekend. And with that being said, guys, let's rock and roll. I'll speak to you soon. And I'll see you tomorrow on Sales Training, one of our most popular webinars at 3 p.m. Vic. See you then.